Hello, my friends. It is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024, and I'm drinking my tea, and we're going to talk a little bit about A Course in Miracles. What I want to talk about is my journey with the Course. I've mentioned it before. I've sort of woven it within the texture of other things that we were talking about, rambling on, of course. But here specifically, why now? Why the need to pick up the Course after quite some time away. Never truly away. As I think if you've been a committed student, it stays with you and works through you. But recently, several months ago, there was a very strong urge, a pull to pick up the Course and to re-immerse myself back in, not just as a student, but to step up as a teacher. Now, remember, A Course in Miracles says that we are all students and teachers at the same time, and that we teach that which we most need to learn. And I think that's key for me. That the reason, the urge to low key teach, by low key I mean giving talks here about what I'm relearning or remembering as we go through, as I go through the text as well as the workbook. That to step up to be a teacher, I need to recommit to the learning. To recommit to the learning, I need to step up to be a teacher. And it's big for me because, as I mentioned, I don't know if you ever really step away from the Course. I started studying it in the early 90s, having heard about it in the 80s, reading books about it, picking up the course book, putting down the course book, picking it up, putting it down. The ego rebels. At first, the ego is excited. Hey, I'm going to become spiritual. I'm going to become enlightened. I'm going to be awakened. I'm going to forgive. I'm going to practice and teach only love. However, it soon becomes apparent that there's two ways of doing it. That the ego is going to say quit because the ego does not want to be seen through, doesn't want to be let go of, will always fight for its survival as it is, or it'll be very clever and it'll take on that high and mighty, I am a teacher, I am a master teacher, I am this, I am that. It'll assign itself a title using A Course in Miracles, which is just adding into the illusion, adding into the belief within the dream. And what the Course is asking us to do ultimately is to awaken from the dream. Not immediately. At first, the Course is telling us that we need to just dream a happier dream. And that through the practice of forgiving our projections, forgiving our fear-based projections, one at a time, as often as they occur, as many times as necessary, letting go of our grievances, our resentments, giving up judgment, one at a time, including our judgment against ourselves when we refuse to let go of judgments, our judgments about ourselves in the Course. We just keep working through it. So it's not a path of ultimately you will achieve something, because there's nothing to achieve. The metaphysics of the Course tells us that we are the dreamer of this dream, all of us. But we take of reality as a dream, and that we are the dreamer of the dream, and that this, Eric, just a yogi, is a dream character. And a dream character never awakens. But the dreamer himself realizes, it's all a dream. That's the metaphysics of the Course. For a long time, I wasn't 100% sure about the metaphysics, as who cares? It didn't seem practical, but it makes sense on a deeper level now. I still love the practicality of the Course. If you want to have a happier dream, forgive. Forgive resentments, your resentments, my resentments, because they're nothing but projections, illusory. They're not real. That's the nature of forgiveness, is forgiving the unreal to rediscover the real. Remember, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. That's dreaming a happier dream. And then when we get there, at the end of the dream, we awaken and we realize we're where we've always been. Not this, not Eric, not the dream character, but the dreamer of the dream, himself, herself, oneself, has always been. So that's a little bit about the metaphysics. And then just to close, why step up to be a teacher? Why step up to be a student? Because for me, after what felt like the beginning of a happier dream, there's a great sense of fear, political season, some financial issues appearing, just some things that have hit me unexpectedly, floored me a bit. The fear in this election cycle, how heavy the divisiveness feels, not just in our country, but across the world. How, I don't know, it's a heavy time. It's a divisive time. And I see that. I am witness to it, which means I'm projecting it, which means it needs to be healed. I can get involved in the world. I can get out there and wave a sign. I can march. I can protest. I can do this and I can do that. It doesn't change the dream. Only through forgiveness am I going to change the dream. Only through forgiveness am I going to realize a happier dream and eventually wake up. So with that said, it was time to dive back in. Wasn't even a choice. The course called to me and I picked it up and here I am. So guys, join along. We're discovering this stuff, rediscovering this stuff together again for the first time, even if we've picked up the book, the course, a long, long, long time ago. So thank you guys. Have a good night.